Hey, my name is Gab, I'm 23, and in February of this year I was diagnosed with ADHD. I was diagnosed through a private company called ADHD 360, who are private but also recognised by the NHS and their Right to Choose programme. I paid for my diagnosis, and I wanted to take the time this evening to share with you my experience around the whole entire thing, because there's some stuff in the news at the moment that I'm very angry about. My journey with my ADHD diagnosis started in November of 2022 when I reached out to my GP and NHS GP and said that I needed my diagnosis, and I was 99% sure that I had ADHD. I've researched most of my life about ADHD, and I needed it on a bit of paper because my university would not help me without a formal diagnosis. They sent me this letter, which is still blank to this day, and said, yep, no problem, see you in 2 to 4 years. I graduate next year. So as you can probably understand, I needed that diagnosis yesterday. So I did some research, and there were 3 companies that stood out to me, all of which are recognised by the NHS. One of them is ADHD 360. I had to pay £170 initially, followed by a further £330 once my diagnosis had been either accepted or I've been told that I don't have ADHD, basically. The first step is a self-assessment. You basically have a bit of a moment to be able to talk about yourself without a professional stepping in and being like, this is that and this is that. It's just you answering questions. That took me around half an hour. It's actually quite a detailed form, to which I then went on to wait my actual assessment, which was 7th of February 2023. It was a call that lasted around 2 hours, and I think the reason why it's able to be shorter than an NHS diagnosis is that it is, first of all, via Zoom. It's not in person, and because you're in a home environment. And I don't know about you, but with my ADHD, I'm a home girl. I love just staying in my room. Okay, that being said, this is my experience, and it may be different to other people, but my call lasted around 2 hours, and maybe even more. It felt like an eternity, but it was a very detailed call, and not once did I get asked about the state of my bedroom. I cannot thank ADHD 360 enough for that diagnosis, because without that diagnosis, I probably would have dropped out of university by now. I would have not been able to unlock the extensions I need for deadlines when I can't quite make them, the one-to-one mentoring that I get weekly, the ability to stay at home and do my assignments and my lectures and my seminars instead of going in on campus because that overwhelms me. They have put things in place like free subscriptions to Grammarly, things to help me with my writing, all of which would not be possible without that private diagnosis. And my biggest fear now is that people who are waiting, who have gone through the Right to Choose, who have gone through another private company, will no longer be able to gain that access because of the damage that this big company's documentary could possibly do. Big platforms have big effects, so the bigger and more known you are, the more likely it is that you're going to cause some kind of social media earthquake. Moral of the story is, I'm really angry that the BBC think that it is okay to do what they have done. I'm really angry that they think that they could release something that they have released with clearly little to no research. So how would they know? All they've done is taken what they know will get a diagnosis and put it into a short documentary that is full of lies, fear-mongering and propaganda, and it's not okay.